Please like and subscribe in 2026 to help us buy a goat for a family in need. Thanks, and enjoy the video. Hi, this is Scott with Learn to Stop Hunger, and welcome to part 6 of our series, Publish Your First Game This Weekend with No-Cost AI Tooling. In this episode, we're going to look at adding some scoring to our game. So I've already worked up a prompt here for Gemini, and I'm going to paste it in. It says, please start tracking score. When each pellet is removed, add 10 points to the score. A running tally of the score should be displayed in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. The track and cars should not be able to enter the area of the screen that contains the score. We're going to start out doing this. I've got an idea that I would like to limit the game to maybe 3 lives, and we'll put the lives indicator in the upper right hand corner. Okay, so it says it's going to modify game 1 fields, adding score fields looks like. It's going to adjust the playable area. It's going to adjust the sizing of the tracks. It's going to adjust the initial car positions. It's going to work on adding the score, and it's going to work on drawing the score display. Okay, it seems like it's got a reasonable plan. So we'll see what it comes up with. In episode 5, if you remember, we added the pellets that could be picked up by the car, and this ties into the scoring, of course, because each pellet is going to result in score being added up. We saw in that episode that evening Gemini was quite slow, with some requests taking over 10 minutes. We'll see if we do any better tonight. Let's see. Oh, okay, it encountered some errors it's going to fix. Alright, so we'll let Gemini work through this, and I will be back to see what the result is. Okay, I'm back now, and Gemini has completed. We'll take a look and see what it came up with. This is not a bad start. I like the location of the score, other than the fact that it's overlapping with the track. That's something small to work on. Also, I'm thinking, I'm trying to think, we're going to have maybe 1,000. So I'd say I want to probably right align the score and allow for up to maybe 5 digits. I think that should be sufficient. Yeah, it's looking good so far. I think the next thing that we'll look at is, well, of course, cleaning that up. We'll clean that up first. Alright, so this prompt I've got is, please give more room for the score. The top of the outer track is overlapping with the bottom of the score. Also, please right align the score text in a way that 5 full digits could be displayed without the number placement needing to shift. Hopefully that'll be descriptive enough, but we'll see. I wonder about the alignment thing. Might be a little bit hard to understand. Okay, so it's going to increase the score area height, which sounds great. Right align score text. Let's see. Okay, it's going to calculate based on 99999, which I think is a good idea. It's going to recalculate the playable area. That all sounds good to me. We'll let Gemini do its work and we'll see where we end up. Okay, Gemini is done. So we will take a look at the result. Alright, so let's see. It did fix the overlapping. That is perfect now. I love it. The only problem is I still want the score to be on the left, but I want the number to be kind of right aligned a little bit, leaving room for 5 characters. I see what it's doing. Okay, so it did not, I didn't describe it, I think, clearly enough for Gemini to understand. So we'll see if I can fix the alignment to be the way that I want it to be. I want that whole text to be on the left side, but I want there to be room after the score text for 5 digits, and I never want the digits to have to shift to the right. So I'll try to explain that properly. Okay, we're back to another prompt now. We'll see what we can come up with here. Paste this and give it a try. And I put "thank you" as the overlapping text is fixed. I would like more adjustments to the score alignment. I do want all of the score display on the left side of the screen. After the text score, I would like enough room to be left for 5 digits. I want the last digit to be placed far enough to the right so that the score placement will not have to shift when it reaches 5 characters. I hope that this is descriptive enough. Let's see what it says here. User wants to align score display on the left side of the screen with a fixed 5-digit space after score that right aligns the score value within it. This ensures that the score placement doesn't shift. Okay, so that sounds right to me. We'll see what the result is here in a few minutes. Gemini has finished making changes, so we're going to check out the results. And this looks good now. It's exactly what I requested. But again, I would say it all comes down to being clear in your prompts. I wasn't clear enough in the prompt, so I definitely can't blame the AI for that. So now that we've got that fixed, the next thing that I'm going to do is move on to the lives display. And I want those, I think what I want is, I want the player car indicator to appear in the upper right hand corner, and I would like to start out with 3 lives, and each time that you crash it ends up reducing a live. So I'm going to work out that prompt here. I decided to go ahead and commit the changes for the score tracking because I felt like this was a good breaking point for that. And now we're going to work on adding the live system. So I put for my prompt, please add a lives indicator in the upper right hand corner of the screen, vertically aligned with the score. These indicators should be player car icons. The player should start with 3 lives. When the player car collides with the computer car, gameplay should stop for 2 seconds. A life indicator should be removed, and the cars should be reset to their starting positions. Once the player has crashed 3 times, the game over message should be displayed. Now, I will admit this is a pretty broad prompt asking for a lot of functionality to be added. I think there's a lot of interpretation that could happen here, so if we run into any issues, I won't be surprised. But we'll see what Gemini can come up with and make adjustments from there. Of course, we did just commit to source control, so if there's anything that we really don't like, we can always roll it back. Gemini has finished its work now, and I will say things are running a lot faster tonight, so that's a pleasant surprise. Okay, so here's what we've got. I do like the look of the lives indicator. That looks nice. And now I actually want to try to crash with the computer. Oops. Oh, here we go. Okay. So it took away an indicator, yeah, and it reset them. Okay, I like what it did. It seems reasonable. Now it seems like when I actually want to crash, it's more difficult than when I don't want to crash. I'm better at crashing when I don't want to crash. There we go. Okay, and it took it down to 1. Okay. Okay, now it's showed the game over. So I think that's pretty good. I think the only thing I want to change about that is when the game is actually over, when we're out of lives, I probably don't want the 2-second pause. So that's the only slight modification I want to make. So I'm going to do that now. Alright, it's fixed now. When the player collects all of the pellets on the screen, immediately stop gameplay. Display similar text to when the game is over, but replace game over with "you win." The game over message should still display if the player crashes 3 times instead of collecting all the pellets. Looks like Gemini is done, so we're gonna go ahead and start here and see how we end up. And when we run the game, we will see, we're trying to see if we can get that "you win" message on the screen. We'll start out here. Try to get the inner pellets first, maybe. Okay, looks like I'll get all the way around the inside. Then we'll go out each of the outer areas. There we go, I got through there. And I'm not going to switch still. He's going to switch. I swear when we first started to use the game, I don't think the computer was switching tracks as often as it is now. I think it was a lot easier to crash, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Alright, we've almost got it here, so we'll see what the message is. Okay, it worked. So the only thing I want to do now, I want to adjust that logic to make it so that the computer car will stay in its lane if it's lined up on the same track with the player car. Okay, so I did just commit the live tracking logic. Now we're going to paste another prompt in here. Please adjust the computer car lane changing logic to make the game more challenging. If the computer car reaches a gap in the track but is currently in the same lane, hopefully it knows, I've kind of used lane and track interchangeably, hopefully it'll understand, in the same lane as the computer car. Oh no. It should not switch tracks. So actually, oh boy, I hope it understands. That prompt was not good at all. So really I should have said adjust because I've used track wording all along. Adjust the track changing logic to make the game more challenging. If the computer car reaches a gap in the track but is currently in the same track as the player car, it should not switch tracks. So my prompt was terrible that time. It'll be interesting to see how that is interpreted because I definitely worded it wrongly. It looks like Gemini's done, so we're going to go ahead and run and see how this looks. did the computer logic get adjusted? So far it's on the same track. Okay, it did switch now. Now, it shouldn't switch here because it's on the same track as me. Right? Now I'm going to switch, and it switched. I'm going to go to the inside track. Okay, it went to that one. Uh-oh. So yeah, I think it's made it a more difficult game here. We'll see if I can finish this. It got me. Still have 1 life left. Oh no. Try to get that inner track here. Oh shoot. I went too far. Yep, it stayed on its track there. Okay, so it worked. Alright, so we improved the difficulty of the game. Make it a little bit more challenging and more entertaining. So that's all we have for this episode 6. And next time in episode 7, we're going to look forward to adding sprites and downloading assets for our game. I will go ahead and save our changes to source control as well here. Let me do that. So we just improve computer track changing logic. We'll commit that. And that is all for episode 6, and I'll look forward to having you view episode 7.